Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly Connection update. I encourage you to check out the Connection this week. The stories include, of course, the update for me talking about the New York State Accountability System. We have our Wellness Week coming up next week. We have our weekly edition of Safety Tips for Families. Then we also have, of course, our school and district highlights. We have our Celebrating Women during this month of March, Women's History Month, and then we finish off with our recognition. So let's get going. So once again, in our first section, the update from me, you'll see about New York State Accountability Restart. And I really encourage you to read this section closely because it talks about the new designations for schools and school districts. Really, we used to be familiar with terms like good standing. Those terms don't exactly exist anymore, but we have terms like LSI, TSI, ATSI, and once again, LSI and TD. So really look at those, what those acronyms mean, what it means for different designations. And I really also take a little bit of a deeper dive to talk about all the improvements in the accountability system in New York State. It's worth a read. We know our accountability status will be coming out in the near future. I'll be able to share that with the district. And this is a good jump start into that announcement. Our next section goes into Wellness Week. Now, just a reminder, next week, for kiddos, we have school Monday through Thursday. Friday is a superintendent's conference day, but the whole week next week is Wellness Week. And we have a little diagram in there that talks about Monday making someone's day on Monday. Tuesday, try it Tuesday. Workout Wednesday. Thirsty Thursday. And of course on Friday, step it up and get a few extra steps with that day off. And really focusing on health and wellness. So if we can, folks at home, let's go over that with our students. Then, of course, our safety tips for families. Speaking of healthy, we have a lot of students who love and enjoy having a healthy lunch. And here are some healthy tips for those of our students that actually bring their lunch from home. We always have healthy options here and wonderful meals produced, served to our student population. But for those students that bring their meal from home, there's safety tips included in this week's Connection for families to make sure that that food stays safe, stays healthy for kids throughout the day from the time they leave their house until their lunchtime. So take a look at that. Our next section, School and District Highlights. We have a piece there about how Kenton welcomes Free Hugs founder Ken Wadake Jr. Kenmore-West High School to present Fiddler on the Roof, March 16th through 18th. Board members visit Big Picture program at Kenmore Middle. Franklin Middle and Hoover Middle join together for volleyball matches. Food Service Department honors Dr. Seuss's birthday. Home staff finds fun ways to teach students to measure length. Kenmore-West Science class shows off what they've learned by making rock candy. Big Picture Students Showcase for Women's History Month. And finishing off our highlights this week, Kenton School District hosts the NISFA Gymnastics Championship. Really check out those stories. Great stories just from things that have been going on this week in our district. Our next section, Celebrating Women's History Month. We know the month of March. Every week we look at a different, very important figure throughout American history, sometimes local history. This one really focuses on American history. Margaret Cochran Corbin, born in 1751, really was a very strong woman that fought for our nation during the Revolutionary War. She is known as the first woman to receive a U.S. military pension. Really neat story there, so check that out with the family. Then we get into our recognitions, and our first recognition, Unified Bowling, and I'm so proud of our students. I'm so proud of our coaches for all the hard work in bowling this year. Unified Bowling teams competed in the season-ending Section 6 Championship Tournament at AMF Airport Lanes in Cheektowaga. Kenmore East under Coach Brophy and Coach O'Connor, and Kenmore West under Coach Haynes and Coach Zakari performed exceptionally at the competition, and Ken West was also named Section 6 Divisional Champs. And the biggest story of it all is that our students showed nothing but class and character and what makes us so proud in Kenton. They just did a fantastic job. Thank you very much to those students, those coaches, and especially those families. And our final recognition this week, two of our very own that were inducted into the New York State Master Teachers Program this year, Miss Dawn Brown, a math teacher from Kenmore-West, and Miss Jennifer Gazdovich, a physics teacher from Kenmore-West. Read about that Master Teacher Program, as we are very proud of our teachers, all of our teachers, and these are just two examples of the great teachers here in Kenton. And that's where we finish off this week. Folks, we are absolutely, you hear me say it over and over again, we are well into the third quarter, almost creeping up on the fourth quarter. I mean, it's really going by quickly. Take this time to make sure that we are really focused going into this second half of March that is just around the corner, making sure that we're keeping our eye on the prize, and that's finishing all of our subjects strong. Because together, that's what we are, Kenton Strong. We make each other proud, and we move our community forward. Have a wonderful weekend.